Have you ever had that feeling like the English words are crystal clear in your head, you totally understand them, but then you try to say them out loud and your mouth is just, well, it doesn't quite cooperate.
Uh-huh.
Like there's this stubborn little block, stopping you from sounding the way you want to sound. You are definitely not alone there.
Such a common experience.
And what's really fascinating, and this is what we're diving into today, is that understanding English and actually speaking it, they're two pretty different skills.
That's right.
And bridging that gap, it turns out, isn't just about, more grammar drills or repeating things endlessly. It's something surprisingly physical. It's about training your mouth almost like you'd train a muscle. Okay, let's unpack this bit.
That's a powerful way to think about it, isn't it? Because we often see language as purely mental, right? Just a cognitive thing.
Yeah, totally.
But what we've found digging into the source material for this deep dive is just how incredibly important that physical side is. The muscle memory for making sounds. It's often just overlooked.
Overlooked, yeah.
It's not only about knowing the sound in your head, it's about feeling it. Like you're learning a specific dance move, but with your mouth.
That makes so much sense. So we're talking about specific targeted speaking techniques, things that actually help reprogram your mouth to make those English sounds clearly and confidently and, well, naturally.
Precisely. Reprogramming is a good word for it.
And here's where it gets really interesting. We're going to dig into not just what you should do, but the how and the why behind it. Why these techniques actually work.
Understanding the mechanism.
Exactly, helping you really feel the language. We'll look at why your native language might be sort of subtly blocking your English sounds, how muscle memory helps build automatic speaking habits.
Yeah.
The power of things like shadowing and specific mouth positions. And maybe the most surprising bit, how just 5 minutes a day could genuinely transform how you speak.
That 5-minute routine is quite something.
Okay, so let's start with this core idea.
Yeah.
Your mouth has a memory. It's not just passively making sounds. Every language uses, different shapes, different muscle movements, different spots for your tongue.
Absolutely. Unique patterns.
And your mouth has been practicing your native language's patterns since you were tiny. It's built up this lifetime of habits deeply ingrained.
Right. Automatic.
So then you try to speak English, and what happens? Your mouth often just defaults back to those familiar native ways of moving.
That's a really clear way to explain it. And when we say muscle memory here, it's really about your brain setting up these super efficient motor pathways.
Ah, okay.
It's not literally the muscle remembering, but the commands from your brain becoming so fast, so automatic, it frees up your thinking power. Take the th sound, like in this, or think.
Right, the classic one.
Yeah. If your first language doesn't have that exact sound, that tongue moving forward, lightly between the teeth, your tongue just isn't used to going there.
Makes sense.
So what do we see? People naturally replace it with something their mouth does know. Maybe a D sound, maybe an S. So this might come out as dis, or think it could sound like sink.
And that's exactly when you hit that frustration point, isn't it? That feeling of, ugh, they didn't understand me. Or just feeling a bit self-conscious about how you sound. Is that a really common barrier?
Oh, incredibly common, yes. But, and this is the really good news you mentioned, it is absolutely not a permanent issue.
Okay, good.
The more you consciously, deliberately move your mouth in the new, correct way for English sounds, the faster your brain adapts those pathways. That's the whole point of mouth training.
So it's not just repeating.
No, not just mindlessly repeating. It's actively retraining the specific muscles involved. Think of like an athlete practicing a very specific movement over and over.
Right.
You can't just think the English sound. You actually need to move your mouth in that English way. You need to feel it physically. It's tangible.
Which, yeah, it raises that important question. If you're not physically making the right movements with your mouth, how can you really expect the right sounds to just pop out naturally?
Exactly.
Your dance analogy earlier was perfect. You can watch someone dance a million times, but until your own body tries the steps, feels the rhythm, you haven't learned it.
Mhm.
It's the same for that intricate little dance our tongue, lips, and jaw do for every single
A
sound.
dance. I like that.
So, okay, if our mouth has this memory, this set of habits, how do we actually start retraining it? What are the practical tools?
Right. The how-to. Well, one of the most effective tools, and sometimes it surprises people, is something called shadowing.
Shadowing, okay. And this
Mm.
isn't just listening and then repeating after, right? It's different.
Correct. It's listening to a native speaker and speaking along with them, like at the exact same time, concurrently.
Ah, okay. Simultaneous.
Yes, and what's so good about that is, well, it forces your brain and mouth to process the sound and produce it almost instantly.
Bypasses the overthink.
Exactly. It builds that immediate reflexive link. You can start really small, maybe just 10 or 20-second audio clips. Listen once, maybe repeat it, then shadow along, then repeat again. You're trying to fuse hearing and doing.
Okay, I can see how that would work. What else?
Another really powerful one we found is mouth position practice.
Right, you mentioned this in front of a mirror.
Yeah, and look, it might feel a bit weird at first, maybe even silly,
Ah, probably.
but actually standing there and watching your lips, your tongue, your jaw as you make specific sounds, it's incredibly helpful. Take the English R sound, for instance, like in read or around.
Tricky for many learners.
Very. Your tongue needs to curl back slightly, but, and this is important, you shouldn't touch the roof of your mouth.
Ah,
So try saying slowly, watching yourself in the mirror. You start to build this crucial muscle awareness. You begin to actually feel where your tongue needs to be. It's a real game changer for getting precise sounds.
feeling the position. Okay.
Then you've got sound drills using minimal pairs.
Minimal pairs, right. The
That's,
ship and sheep.
Exactly. Word pairs where just one tiny little shift in your mouth movement completely changes the word and its meaning. Repeating those pairs, maybe slowly at first, then speeding up, is like target practice for your tongue and lips. It trains that fine motor control, that precision.
Getting those small movements right.
Precisely. And finally, something that's just, well, essential, really, recording yourself.
Oh, yeah. Why is that so critical?
Seriously. It's amazing what you catch when you hear your own voice played back. You notice little pronunciation habits or mistakes you had no idea you were making.
I can imagine cringeworthy maybe, but useful.
Maybe a little cringe at first.
Yeah.
But then you can compare your recording directly to how a native speaker sounds saying the same thing. That comparison creates this vital feedback loop. It speeds up your progress like almost nothing else.
Okay, that makes sense. A feedback loop.
And the key thing tying all this together is, well, it's like you said about training a muscle. It's like going to the gym for your mouth. You won't see massive results after just one try. But if you commit to doing these things daily, even if it's just for 5 minutes, you will absolutely start to feel and hear a difference surprisingly quickly, maybe even within a week.
Just 5 minutes.
Consistency is the real magic ingredient here. That's how your brain builds and strengthens those new neural pathways, those motor commands. It makes the new sounds automatic, eventually. Like riding a bike, you stop thinking about the mechanics.
And I guess that leads right into motivation, doesn't it? Because ultimately, feeling confident when you speak English, it doesn't just come from knowing more words or grammar rules. A lot of it comes from feeling like you sound more natural.
Absolutely.
And sounding natural, that doesn't have to mean sounding like a perfect native speaker, right? It just means being clear, being easily understood, speaking automatically without struggling over every sound.
That's it. Clear and automatic.
And the great thing we found is you don't have to wait until your grammar is flawless to start working on this. You can start training your mouth right now.
Yes. Don't wait.
Your brain will catch up. It's actually really empowering when you think about it that way.
It really is. And the beauty of this whole approach is that it's so actionable. It's not just theory. The sources we looked at lay out this brilliant, simple daily routine you can literally start today.
Yeah, let's walk through that. The 5-minute daily routine. It seems so manageable.
It is very doable.
Okay, so minute 1. You choose a short, useful sentence or phrase, something practical you might actually say, like, "Can I help you with that?" Or, "I'd like to order a coffee."
Keep it relevant to you.
Right. Minute 2. Break that sentence down into the individual words. Practice each word slowly. Really pay attention to the shape your mouth is making. How do your lips move for help? Where exactly is your tongue for coffee? Feel those movements.
Get tactile with it.
Minute 3. Put the sentence back together. Say the whole thing maybe 10 times. Start slowly, then get gradually faster. This helps build fluency and links the sounds together smoothly.
Building that muscle memory for the sequence.
Minute 4. Now you shadow. Find a recording of a native speaker saying that exact sentence and speak along with them. Try to match their rhythm, their intonation, their speed. Really tune your ear and mouth together.
That ear-mouth connection is key.
And minute 5. Record yourself saying the sentence naturally, like you're just saying it in a conversation. Then the important part, listen back. Compare it. Be your own pronunciation coach for a minute.
That self-correction step. Vital.
And that's it. 5 minutes.
And the magic, as we said, is in the consistency. It's the compounding effect over time. Your mouth starts to automatically produce those correct English sounds without you having to consciously think through every single movement.
So it becomes effortless eventually.
More effortless, yes.
Eh.
And while you might not notice a huge change day to day yourself, trust me, other people will notice over time. That moment when someone compliments your English clarity, that's not luck. That's the result of this kind of consistent, deliberate physical practice.
That's really motivating. Okay, so let's get into some specifics. Because different learners struggle with different sounds depending on their native language, right?
Absolutely. Common patterns emerge.
The insights we found really zero in on some of the most common challenges and give clear ways to tackle them. First, let's revisit that tricky the sound. Think this. We know it's tough if it's not in your language.
Right. And the specific instruction, the physical action, is key. You need to place your tongue gently between your teeth, just the tip.
Gently, okay.
And then push air out. It's quite a light, almost breathy sound. Practice with words. Think. Thanks, this, those. If you notice you're swapping in an S or a D, which is common, just slow right down. Really focus consciously on getting that tongue tip between the teeth.
Hyper-focus on the placement.
Exactly. And this really connects back to that idea of precision we talked about. Every language has its own unique sonic fingerprint, its own set of precise muscle movements. You're essentially fine-tuning your vocal instrument to play English accurately.
Fine-tuning, I like that. Okay, what's next? The classic R versus all challenge.
Oh, yes. A big one for many speakers.
In some languages, they might sound similar, or one might not exist, but in English, getting them distinct makes a huge difference to being understood.
Huge difference. So for the English R sound, remember, tongue curls back slightly, but crucially, it does not touch the roof of your mouth.
Doesn't touch. Got it.
For the L sound, the very tip of your tongue does touch, right behind your front teeth. L.
L-R.
Practice those minimal pairs, light right, lead read. Say them slowly, maybe record yourself again, listen closely. You'll start to hear and feel that subtle but critical difference.
Okay, pairs like light right. Makes sense. What about vowels?
Vowels. Don't underestimate short versus long vowels. Think about ship versus sheep, or bit versus beat.
Yeah, those can change meaning completely.
They really can. It seems like a tiny difference in length, but it massively impacts clarity. The advice here: really hold your long vowel sounds when you practice. Almost exaggerate the length initially.
Stretch them out.
Stretch them out a bit. Practice those pairs, ship, sheep, bit, beak, and consciously extend the vowel in sheep and beat. Over time, your mouth learns that subtle timing difference and your speech becomes much clearer.
Okay, exaggerate to learn. And what about the ends of words?
Good one. Ending sounds.
Ah,
A super common issue is learners dropping off the final consonants, forgetting to clearly say the K in walk, or the P in stop, or the DT in land.
right, they just sort of fade out.
Exactly. And that can really confuse listeners because that final sound often carries important grammatical information or distinguishes words.
So what's the fix?
Train your mouth to close the word clearly. Practice saying the word slowly, really emphasizing or stressing that final consonant sound. Then gradually speed up, but make sure you keep that ending crisp and clear.
Stress the end, then speed up.
Yes. And the key thing, looking at all these challenges, is please don't try to fix everything all at once.
Right, overwhelming.
Totally. Just pick one sound that you know is tricky for you. Focus on that for your 5 minutes of practice each day for a week or two.
Yeah.
Small, consistent, targeted effort brings the best results.
That sounds much more achievable. Okay, so we've talked individual sounds, but there's more to sounding natural, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. Beyond just getting the sounds right, our exploration really highlighted the importance of the music of English. We're
Yeah.
talking about rhythm and intonation.
The music.
Yes. Okay. If your mouth gets the rhythm wrong, even if all your individual vowel and consonant sounds are technically perfect, your speech might still sound a bit flat or maybe robotic.
Right, not quite natural.
Exactly. English has what's called a stress-timed rhythm. This is quite different from many other languages that might be syllable-timed.
What does stress-timed mean exactly?
It means that in an English sentence, certain words, usually the important content, words like nouns, main verbs, adjectives, get more emphasis, more stress. They're louder, longer, maybe higher pitched. And the other words, the little grammar words like a, the, to, ye, they get reduced. They're said quickly and sort of squeezed in between the stressed beats.
Ah, so it's not like every syllable gets equal time.
Not at all. Think about that example sentence. I want to go to the store.
Right.
You hear the strong beats on want, go, and store. The little words to, the, are quick and unstressed. Boop, 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 boop.
I want to go to the store. Yeah, I hear it.
So your mouth needs practice with that. It needs to get used to producing those unstressed syllables quickly, reducing sounds, and linking words together smoothly to create that characteristic rhythm.
So it really is, like you said earlier, it's not just about saying the words, it's almost about singing them a bit, getting that natural rise and fall, that flow.
That's a great way to put it. Singing the words, getting the flow makes you instantly more understandable and engaging to listen to.
So how do we practice that, the rhythm part?
Well, the material suggests some great techniques for rhythm training too. First off, chunking. Yeah, breaking longer sentences down into smaller, natural thought groups or rhythmic phrases. Instead of thinking word by word, think phrase by phrase. For example, I'd like to order a cup of coffee.
Okay, grouping words together.
Right. And say each chunk with its natural rhythm, focusing on the main beats within that chunk. It helps your mouth anticipate the flow rather than pausing awkwardly between every single word.
That makes sense. What else?
Then copying native rhythm. This is super powerful. Find a short sentence you hear in a movie or a podcast. Listen really carefully, just for the rhythm and the intonation, the music.
Just the music, not only the words.
Exactly. Then try to repeat the sentence, mimicking that exact musical pattern. It helps build your intonation memory, making those natural English patterns feel more automatic over time.
Intonation memory. Cool.
And finally, practicing with questions. English questions have very distinct intonation patterns, often rising at the end for yes-no questions. Are you coming? Or falling for why questions. Where have you been?
Right, the melody changes.
Yes. So recording yourself, asking different types of questions, and listening back helps your mouth and your voice adapt to those essential conversational patterns. The more you play with this rhythm and music, the more natural and engaging you'll sound.
Wow, okay. So much practical stuff there.
Hmm.
So, if you really want to speak English more clearly, more confidently, the big takeaway from our deep dive today seems to be stop just thinking in English
Hmm.
and start actually moving your mouth in English.
That's the core message.
Oh.
Treat it physically.
Train your mouth like you'd train any other muscle. Use shadowing. Look in the mirror and practice mouth positions.
Hmm.
Speak out loud. Don't just practice silently. Record yourself.
Yep.
And do it consistently, every day, even if it's just for those 5 minutes.
That consistency is everything. And, if we zoom out and connect this to the bigger picture, this deep dive into mouth training for language, it actually tells us something quite profound about learning almost any complex skill.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it raises an interesting question, doesn't it? Where else in your life might you be relying mostly on just mental understanding when the real breakthrough could come from training the physical automatic movements?
Huh. Good question.
Maybe it's learning a sport or playing a musical instrument or even something like building a new daily habit like meditating or exercising. The principles are often the same. Consistent, targeted physical training can unlock progress in ways that pure thinking or passive learning just can't. It applies far beyond just language.
That really does shift perspective, doesn't it? It's not just about knowing, it's about doing, about building those automatic physical pathways. What an incredible aha moment this has been for me, and I really hope for you listening too.
It's about building the muscle memory, the neural pathways.
Yeah. So start small, stay consistent. Your voice is your power. Train it well.